Icarus, a name that I believe most people know, and for good reason. Icarus flew too close to the sun, a classic example of youthful pride disregarding limitations and leading to the downfall. However, there is so much more to this story that is fascinating. You see, our story begins years before the untimely flight on the Isle of Crete, during the reign of King Minos. You see, Minos was gifted a bull by Poseidon to win his kingdom, on the grounds that he would sacrifice it after his coronation. Minos did indeed win the crown, but instead of sacrificing that divine bull, which was extremely beautiful, Minos slayed another. Enraged by this, Poseidon had Aphrodite do what she does best, and charm Pasiphae, Minos' wife, to fall in love with the very bull that Poseidon gifted. And that is as far as I'm going with this. I'm sure you can understand what happens when the goddess of love charms someone. Pasiphae sometime later gives birth to the Minotaur, and that is where Daedalus comes in. You see, Daedalus was an expert inventor and architect. Overall, a Renaissance man before there was a Renaissance, as it were. He was tasked with designing a prison for the monstrous Minotaur, so difficult that the beast could never escape. And through tireless working, Daedalus did indeed construct a prison for the beast, the Labyrinth, a convoluted maze of corridors and chambers that trap the beast inside. In Ovid's Metamorphosis, we are told that after Theseus killed the Minotaur and absconded with Princess Ariadne, Minos' daughter, that Minos furiously sealed Daedalus and his son Icarus inside. The father and son spent months within the confines of the labyrinth, unable to escape due to the sheer genius of Daedalus' design. And even if they had escaped, the land was covered in hostile forces, and the sea was watched by the fierce Cretan navy. Yet there was one option that had not been explored: the sky. See, that was a place of escape for both father and son, and Daedalus knew just how to do it. Daedalus took the scattered feathers of seabirds endemic to the area, wax, thread, and in some cases driftwood, to build an ingenious pair of wings. Wings that would allow he and Icarus to take to the air to escape the labyrinth. As they strapped the wings and prepared to leave, Daedalus gave his son a stark warning. "Icarus, be weary. Fly too high and the sun will melt the wax, and you shall plummet to the sea. Fly too low, and the sea foam will soak the feathers, and you'll not be able to fly at all." And with that, they took off into the great blue above. They soared for some time with no trouble, when Icarus decided that he could take higher to the air and soar even further beyond. "Icarus, no!" Surely Daedalus said it as the boy, his boy, took higher and higher. And it was then, as the boy soared high in the air, the sun began to tickle the wax upon his wings, and one by one, the feathers were removed. And with these feathers removed, stone-like, Icarus plummeted to the waters of the Mediterranean below, and promptly his life came to an end. Upon finding purchase on an island, now called Icaria, Daedalus wept, free, but at the cost of his son's life. Pride does indeed come before the fall. Be wary of your limitations, friends. Now, what befell the others here? As stated, Perseus slayed the Minotaur, and fled with Ariadne. However, he left her on an island some time later. Real classy act, that Perseus. Minos met his end whilst searching for Daedalus, being scalded to death while bathing after finding the inventor. Don't worry, he got a pretty sweet gig in Hades judging the dead after. And what about the Cretan bull? Well, Heracles had to retrieve it as part of his numerous labors. That's up in the iCard here. Well, that's all, folks. I hope you enjoyed getting a better glimpse at Icarus' story. Or rather, the minor part in Daedalus' story, all things considered. And until next time, don't fly too close to the sun, but stay curious.